A group of hotel owners is asking the Overseas Welfare Workers Administration, or OWWA, to pay more than 1.5 billion pesos for the quarantine hotels of returning Filipinos. Let's find out more about this issue from Benito Bengzon Jr., Executive Director of the Philippine Hotel Owners Association. Sir Bong, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. To be exact, OWWA owes 1.7 billion pesos to the quarantine hotels. This is a backlog of payments over a period of how many months?
Well, good evening, Rico, and thank you for having me in your program. When we were looking at the receivables, we found out that there were some that dates back to about, I think, late last year. So 120 days, about 4 months.
Wow, that's 120 days of unpaid bills. And OWWA says they've had a dialogue with your group. Did they give a date or a time frame, Sir Bong, when they will pay out this 1.7 billion pesos? That's a lot of money.
Well, the OWWA, through Administrator Kakdak, assured us that all the accounts receivables of the Philippine Hotel Owners Association will be settled at the soonest possible time. So we have received that commitment, and obviously we're looking forward to having all the receivables settled.
And in your talks with the government, are they intending to pay the hotels in full or in tranches?
Well, that will really depend on the releases coming from the Department of Budget and Management. That's the information that we obtained from the OWWA. So we, of course, we prefer to have the whole amount settled. But if it's not possible, then tranches would be sufficient. But I think it's also important to understand, Rico, that hotels are really having a difficult time now. Obviously, we need the funds to cover some of our operating expenses, particularly electricity and the salaries and wages of our workers.
From your knowledge, does the OWWA have the money? Do they have the 1.7 billion pesos to pay the hotels?
We've been assured that the DBM will be soon releasing the funds to OWWA. So that's what we are waiting for. And as I mentioned, we have the commitment of OWWA that all the receivables will be settled.
So my question is, why did the Philippine Hotel Owners Association have to wait until the debts reach 1.5 to 1.7 billion pesos? I mean, even just 500 million pesos or 500 million pesos is already a big amount. Have you been pestering them from the 30 days to the 60 days or the 90 days? Or did you wait until the 120 days?
Well, I think we have to understand that providing accommodations to the OFWs, particularly, is a commitment of the Philippine Hotel Owners Association. So we started this partnership 2 years ago. And through this partnership, we've been providing safe, comfortable accommodations to our returning OFW. So we never stopped providing the accommodations. And well, what happened was through the months, some of the receivables accumulated. But like I said, this is our commitment to the government. This is also our commitment to the OFWs. And I hope they also understand that on the part of the hotels, we need to cover some of our major expenses.
And to be on the record, Sir Bong, you were the former Undersecretary of the Department of Tourism. And during your time, the DOT allowed hotels to be used as quarantine facilities, enabling them to earn while global travel restrictions kept tourists from arriving in the Philippines. Does it really take this long for the government to pay their suppliers? Even when you were with the DOT, was there also a problem paying the hotel owners?
Well, I'm not aware of any problems that were encountered previously. I've only been involved with the Philippine Hotel Owners Association for a few months. But I think what's important is that moving forward, we would like to continue this partnership. And again, we hope that all the accounts can be settled at the soonest time.
And as you mentioned, the operations of quarantine hotels are getting affected by the slow payment, and they need the cash to cover operating expenses. There are quite a number of hotels in the hundreds. Could some of these establishments shut down if they're not paid soon?
Well, we are hoping that it will not result in that, no? But I think it's important, as I said, to understand also that we have big expense items, no? Particularly power and payment of salaries and wages. We have about 84 hotels, quarantine hotels operating here in NCR. I think we have about another 10, no, scattered in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. But like I said, we've never stopped providing accommodations to our returning OFWs.
And which quarantine hotels are owed the biggest amount of money, Sir Bong?
Well, that's a little bit
Out of the
confidential.
85 hotels in NCR.
I can just give you the total amount. No? As of this morning, the total is about 1.7 billion. But as to be expected, many of the big receivables are from hotels here in Metro Manila.
Well, we hope that the OWWA will pay these hotels sooner rather than later, rather than shutting down. Thank you so much for your insights, Benito Bengzon Jr., Executive Director of the Philippine Hotel Owners Association.